Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Lick Branch Farms. Today is February the 25th, Tuesday, February the 25th, and it is a frosty 34 degrees outside here today. It's probably going to warm up into the mid 60s, but we got an exciting video planned for you. Today is the day that we begin our 2025 tomato crop journey, and we're going to start it in the number 2 tunnel right after this. Alright, so the sun's just kind of getting up over here and it's warming everything up. But I kind of want to do a quick run through of everything that we got going on in the hydroponic tunnel to kind of give you an idea of where we're at this time of year. Typically during the last week of February, we're transplanting all of our cool season crops, our cabbages, most of our brassicas, things like that, beets, all that good stuff. We're just going out into the earth garden, into the main garden, outside, in the elements. But due to the ice and the sleet and the snow and all that crap we got last week, everything outside is still a little damp, and plus I still got to do some bed prep. Haven't been able to get out there and do anything simply because of how wet it is. And we still got a little bit of time. We got a little bit of time to play with. So today we're going to do something that I've been looking forward to doing for a long time, and that's transplanting our hydroponic tomatoes into the grow bags and getting irrigation set up, basically getting these guys into production. They got blooms on them. Won't be long we'll see tomatoes on them, but we need to get them on the grow bags. I got them all irrigated. They're all blown up. They're full size now. Drip spikes are in. And before we get started with that, I'm gonna run you down through here and show you the plants that we're sitting on go, the things that we're sitting here waiting to put in the main garden. Some of it's got to be up potted a little bit, some of the broccoli that I got, but I got broccoli and stuff ready to go, and a lot of cool season crops. So let's get started. Working from small to large. Most of this is broccoli, some kohlrabi. This here is collards, and we don't plant many collards in the spring, simply because there's not really a demand for them where we live. Generally around here, our customers want collards after they've been frosted on, so springtime they're not going to be full size. So we grow them just because, in case we get a person wanting some, or a restaurant maybe asking for them. So got a little bit of collards. All these are cucumbers, leftover tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, cherry tomatoes, sun gold, red cabbage, yellow beets, kale, curly kale, Swiss chard, more peppers, golden beets, red beets, 2-3 different kinds of cabbages, sugar snap peas, and all of those are cherry tomatoes. In the NFT system, curly kale, lacinato, bok choy, Swiss chard, beet greens, some empty trays, more beets, lettuce. This round of lettuce here is already sold. Got a restaurant guy, he wants every bit of this. Lacinato kale, more curly kale, spinach. This spinach here is coming out of here probably today or so. Red spinach is probably coming out also. Arugula. The next plant of lettuce is green, red, and more Swiss chard. So that's pretty much it on hydroponic side. I still got a ton of plants on the inside of the germination chamber that we still have to deal with, but I'm running out of room, so I got to get some stuff in the ground so we can continue, with the warm season stuff, the squashes, zucchinis, cantaloupes, cucumbers, all that stuff in the earth garden, so we can start getting those guys ready. All right, so I'm gonna go down through here and give you a shot of all of the tomatoes you're getting ready to see are hydroponic varieties. We got Geronimo. This is the Geronimo. This is the smaller size. We started them about 3 weeks from where we started these guys, and these are the Toreros. And you can see, these things are 3 foot tall. They should have been out here. And like I said earlier, I'm learning as I go, and I'm learning now that I probably don't need to start my tomatoes till the 1st of January. Second week of January, to be ready to come out now. And the reason I'm saying that is we're fixing to go into March. These guys have blooms on them already. We should have tomatoes ready to harvest April, mid-April at the latest. And that's a pretty good goal, I think. That's kind of where we need to be. So I could stand to have a little smaller plant now and not have to spend the money heating the tunnel. If it makes sense. What I'm trying to do is kind of find a balance between when I need to have plants ready and how much my fuel bill is going to be by then, because the whole time I'm trying to get plants ready, I'm not making money off of them. I'm spending money. So I'm trying to get in my mind when things need to happen to make it more profitable for us. And right now it's looking like the 1st of January, maybe the first couple of weeks of January starting. These things grow incredibly fast. So, you know, I could put seeds in trays in mid-January and have a plant ready to go in the grow bags into February, no problem. That would not be an issue at all. So that's kind of what we're probably going to shoot for next year. So in the last video, you seen we got all of the grow bags put on the slabs, and we were doing the irrigation part of it. We were putting the grow spikes in, and we were blowing these bags up, and you can see how much these guys have expanded when we started irrigating. And all this is pretty much a mulch, peat moss, wood chips like mulch. And I got one cut open. I'm gonna show you. This is what it looks like on the inside. You can see it's pretty fibrous, and it holds moisture really well. I irrigated these things again a couple of days ago, and it's still moist in there. So I'm gonna walk you through the process, and then I'm gonna do a few on camera to kind of give you an idea, and then I'm gonna get on down the road with these things because I need to get them done, get them trellised temporarily for now. I still got to put the tomahawks up, but I'm gonna go ahead and get some of them done. And I got some longer bamboo, you can see, that I'm using for now to kind of support these guys until we get the tomahawk string and all that stuff set up. I'm still kind of dialing in that process and what I want to do, because I mean, let's face it, these tomatoes are going to be in here for a long time, so I need to make sure it's something sturdy. I need to make sure it's useful, it's, you know, user friendly, not really wonky, so I don't have any failures while I got, you know, hundreds of pounds of tomatoes pulling on that thing. All right, so the process is pretty simple. All I'm doing is going down through, this is a piece of cardboard that I set one of these blocks on, and I cut it out with a razor. And I'm laying it on here, and I'm trimming out with a razor blade. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this guy here, and we're going to set it on that block, and we're going to kind of wiggle him in. There's roots in the bottom, and I'll show you that in a minute, but you can see these guys have blooms on them already. And let me set this camera up, and I'm going to kind of give you a wide view of what's fixing to happen. All right, so I've already cut the suckers off. I've already cut all the dead limbs and stuff off of it, and I'm saving the suckers off of these. I can actually grow those suckers out and have more plants later on down the road by doing it this way. And really what I'm going to do is use the same bands that I used earlier on the smaller stakes. When I put them on these stakes, I'm going to use the same bands, and I'm going to band it to this one temporarily, because like I said, as soon as I get the tomahawks and all installed, I'm going to pull these stakes out and just let the string support them. So really, that's it right there. Do one with you from start to finish. So I kind of already got an idea where every one of them need to be. So I'm going to go in and we're just going to cut. Cut the spot out, and you can see a lot of them already have the roots coming out of them, which is a good thing. So I'm gonna go in here and kind of break this up a little bit, make it a little more easier for the roots to kind of get down in there. Run through here and kind of mash it in just a little bit. Doesn't take much. And then I'm going to unwrap it from the old twine and get me a new stake out. Should already had that out. Number 2. Old stake out, new stake in. And what we're doing is making sure that we get down into the peat moss part of it, or get down into the meat of that bottom piece, but not so much that we go through the bottom of the bag. That's important. We don't want to poke a hole in the bottom because that's where most of our water is going to come out at. So what we're going to do is go through here and we're going to get all the suckers off. And like I said, the bigger suckers, you're going to see me keep them. And I got a couple of nutrient solution over there that we're going to put those guys in, and we're going to grow them out because those are free plants. Those are a clone of this plant here, so we can actually use those in this system. You know, if we need to, if we got a need for them, we can actually use these clones of these suckers. Yeah, that plant right there, that's an identical clone to that plant right there, so it'll grow just as many tomatoes. I mean, it'll grow exactly the same way. And what we're going to do is put it in that nutrient solution, let it get a little bit of root mass to it, put it back down into a rapid rooter plug, and it should root and take off, and then we'll have an extra plant that we can use in the system later on down the road. All right, guys, so we're at the halfway point. I had to come out of that pullover. It got hot in here. But you can see we got this full row done. All the irrigation spikes, the drip stakes are put back in place. And we are ready to get started on the other side. Now, some of these plants are a little bigger than others, but all of them, pretty much all of them, have blooms on them, have fruit clusters. And we will probably see tomatoes on these guys really soon. 30 plants in this row. That 30 took me probably 45 minutes, maybe an hour. So I'm gonna get down through here, and I had to pull out some of my spares. By the time I got halfway through here, I had some that didn't look that good, some didn't really grow like they were supposed to, so I pulled out my spares, so we're gonna be using them. That's why I always say, whenever you plant more than you're gonna need, because you never know what's gonna happen. There might be something come up to where you need a few more plants, or you know, it's always better to have more than you need than not enough to get something finished. But it's gonna take 30 plants to do this row here, and we're gonna get started on that now. Hopefully finish this up here shortly. I'll give you guys a shot of what it looks like when we get finished, and we'll get ready to turn on the irrigation. All right, guys, so we just got finished with the last of the Torero hydroponic tomatoes. All of them are on the grow bags. All the irrigation is hooked up, and I've actually got the irrigation running right now, so I can go ahead and water these guys into these new grow bags. So, you know, they're going to have some form of transplant shock, and it may not take much, but we're just going to water them with straight water right now, and then tomorrow I will start introducing the nutrient solution to them while they're in the grow bags. And the fact that they are as tall as they are already, I'm gonna back off of the nitrogen just a little bit. I'm probably gonna cut the nitrogen dose in half and go ahead and water these guys in with more of a phosphorus and a potassium ratio. That way we can go ahead and get these fruit clusters forming on these plants. Since they got blooms already, you know, we can back off the nitrogen just a little bit. We don't want a whole lot of plant. We don't want a big, tall, bushy plant, which they're gonna get tall anyway, but we don't want to force that growth by giving them a lot of nitrogen. What we want to do is promote more of the bloom and the fruit cluster on each plant. So yeah, super excited to have this done, out of the way. And right now I'm loving how easy this is to manage and how easy it is to take care of. It's a whole lot cleaner. There's not a lot of soil mixture. I mean, look, it's just clean, neat, orderly. Just the way I like it. All right, guys, so I'm gonna get off of here. I got plenty of other stuff I need to be doing. I'm gonna try to get some more rows of carrots planted today, and I'm gonna get some rows pulled up out here in this garden so we can get ready to start transplanting some cabbage and, you know, a whole lot of other cool season crops that we got ready in here. Swiss chard, red beets, all that good stuff. And guys, if you have not subscribed to our channel, reach over here in this right hand corner and click that subscribe button and click the bell notification so you get notified every time we put out a video. And as always, guys, we appreciate you stopping by. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.